Hi, everyone. This is Professor Widener. Welcome to Misericordia. I would like to take a few minutes to talk you through the syllabus for Advanced Physiology and Pathophysiology for primary care. I just think that it helps you kind of know a little bit better about what to expect and what my objectives are for you for this semester. So on the first page of the semester, you see the course and the credits. Also note that that is the best way to get in touch with me. My office phone is forwarded to my cell phone when I'm not there, so you can always reach me that way. And I'm on email multiple times a day, so you can get in touch with me that way. For our textbook, we're using Applied Pathophysiology for Advanced Practice Nurses. I want you to know how excited I am about this book. This is the first textbook for pathophysiology I've found that is specifically for advanced practice nurses, and it's the first time we're going to use it. So I'll be really excited to get your feedback and see how you like it, but it simplifies everything a little bit more to what is specifically needed for nurse practitioners. So that's pretty exciting. Your other textbook, I would say you're going to need to buy a 7th edition APA manual because you'll use that throughout our entire program. So I would say just invest in one because you'll use it all of your program. So the other thing, in this class, we have required online resources, and we have the Fitzgerald Health Education Associates. This is a series that will come from Fitzgerald. You should get an email from them if you have not already, and it will give you instructions how to log into the course 12 lead EKG interpretation, the video for primary care perspective. This is you will learn how to read EKGs in health assessment. This is another way to back up and learn about EKG interpretation specifically for primary care. And again, that's really why I like it, because it's specific to primary care. The cost is included in your student fees, so there won't be any additional cost for that. And the other nice thing is that for your RN license, you can use these credits that you'll get from this as part of to renew your license. So that's really good too. So if you don't get an email from Fitzgerald Associates by the end of next week, please let me know and we will have them resend your login information. You have a few weeks to do all that too. The Jones and Bartlett Navigate 2 is the online activities to help you further learn about advanced pathophysiology. And I'm actually going to show you that because with the magic of Zoom, I can change screens. So once we go through the syllabus, I will show you about the Jones and Bartlett Navigate 2, so you can see a couple pretty cool features about that. Our meeting time is online. You can read through the course description and objectives. I'm going to advance us here to the important parts, and that is the methods of evaluation. There will be written assignments, journal reflections. There'll be live instruction where I will actually come on and we'll go over things. There'll be PowerPoint lectures, classroom discussions, and the Navigate 2 learning activities. So for this course, there will be 3 tests at 20% each, so that accounts for 60% of your grade. The final exam is 30% of your grade, and I want you to know that Professor Delpree and I work together, so you will not have a test on the same week. We are opposite weeks for tests, so that definitely helps just while you're kind of getting acclimated this first semester. Final exam week is final exam week. So she takes the first half of the week and I take the second half of the week, but we try not to overwhelm you and have the tests done on the same days. You're also going to learn how to do a family genetic pedigree, and that's worth 4% of your grade. You'll see that there are some quizzes. There are going to be 3 quizzes at 1% each. I know that they're not really worth a lot, but what they're really meant to do is to get you back in the swing of taking tests. We will do one on week 2 to get us ready for the test on week 4. And I think that one of the things I commonly hear from students is I'd like to see more questions and do more questions. So it is worth some of your grade, but really the main point is to keep you up to snuff on reading your work and also to give you practice with answering questions. We will have 3 discussion boards that are related to practice. So that's where we take the information we learned and relate it to how it might fit into our lives as nurse practitioners. So I think that will be really useful and help you see the connection between all of it. The Fitzgerald EKG Academy is a pass or fail activity. So what you'll do is at the end of that EKG Academy, you will get a CEU certificate and you will upload that into the Dropbox by November 15th, and that will count as the pass. After the journals, again, these are pass or fail. We will do one after each test, and these are meant to be more reflection on how you did on the test, what you could do to do better, what I could do to do better to help you. These are really meant to give each other feedback, and most students find them very helpful. The other thing for this semester is that completing your clinical clearances is also a pass or fail requirement of this course, and we will talk about that. And the HESI exam, which will be taken around week 13 or 14, is also a required part of the test. The cool thing about the HESI test is that if you score an 850 or above, which is a little bit better than average, you can actually opt out of your final exam. So that's actually kind of exciting. And usually about half of my students opt out of the final exam. So if you decide to opt out, you'll automatically get a 95 if you get over the 850. So we'll talk about that a little bit more as it gets closer, but it gives some people hope that they may not have to take the final. You can see our grading system. There are, this kind of goes through and defines what each of the assignments are. I specifically want to call your attention to the discussion board. That tells you what the expectations are for discussion boards, and your initial post for the discussion board should be done by Wednesday at midnight. And then your reply should be on 2 separate days to 2 students by Sunday at midnight. And that's how you'll be graded. We're going to move down to the next section. We'll go over the navigate to. The journals will be very easy to do. They're informal. They're like 1 or 2 paragraphs, and they're really just more reflection. The thing I do want to point out is that the clinical clearances that we've been talking about must be completed in order for you to get for you to start clinical in the summer of 2022. Unfortunately, because clinical placements are so competitive at this point, we need all your information because Professor Banker actually starts working on your placements in the fall for the summer. This will either be a pass or fail requirement. And please know that exceptions can only be granted under very unusual circumstances, and that would be approved by me, but that is a requirement to pass the course. You can read through the other policies here at your leisure, but I do want to go over the topical outline a little bit so you can see how they're all set up. So there are 14 weeks of discussion, and so that means there are 7 modules, and each module contains 2 weeks. So for the first week, we'll be going over cellular functions and adaptations and genetic and congenital disorders. Then I have the readings and the assignments listed. So that's the chapter of the book that you'll read. Then there will be lectures and supplemental materials or notes in the Blackboard. We're going to get you started on the Jones and Bartlett Navigate 2 activity. And each week I always do week 1 for each course. I always do a little discussion board where you can write some information about yourself just so we can kind of get to know each other. And then you'll move along to week 2. And we're going to talk about immunity, and you can read through those. I want to call your attention to week 3. That is where we will do our week 3. Okay, so we're going to do a quiz that will be open, and we always do quizzes and tests from Wednesday to Saturday. So you have a period to do them so it can fit into your work schedule. The other thing is that for the week before we have a test, I will always do an online live review, and those dates are listed in the syllabus. So for our first test, our first live online review will be on September 14th at 9 p.m. I always do them at 9 p.m. because that way hopefully more people can join. If you cannot join, I do record the session. And then if you have any questions, I'm certainly available to answer questions, but I will give a study guide that week, and we will have a live review. So then if you move down to week 4, you'll see our test times are September 22nd at 6 a.m. till September 25th at 23:59. And I put on the side what weeks the test will also cover, just so you're aware. And the whole syllabus kind of reads through that, but you'll know right now when all your tests are and when the live reviews are. The only thing that's not listed on here are my office hours, but they will be listed on the course homepage. So please know if you have any questions, just let me know. The other thing to call your attention to is just that the week of Thanksgiving, November 22nd, we do take that week off, so you can get some relaxation time and get ready to finish out strong with the last 2 weeks in finals. You will see our final exam will be open from December 14th at 6 a.m. until December 17th at 23:59. And the content will be 40% from weeks 12, 13, and 14, and 60% from the other weeks. So hopefully that helps give you a little bit more information about what I am thinking about the syllabus and kind of where I'm coming from. But I really love that this book is only 1 chapter per system. And it also will coordinate with what you have with Professor Del Pree. About 70% of it coordinates. So that way, if you're doing cardiovascular and health assessment, you'll be doing cardiovascular and pathophys. So I think it really works out well to kind of help keep your brain situated. So just forgive me for a moment while I stop my share. I am going to I do want to show you, I'm going to share my screen one more time. Let's try this one more time. Just hold 1 minute. So in your book, you're going to find a access code for the Navigate to Premier Access for Applied Pathophysiology for the Advanced Practice Nurse. You're going to go to the Jones and Bartlett Learning Center, and then you will enter our class code, which I will put on the homepage. That will be specific to our class. And then once you log in, you'll get a screen that looks like this. I want to show you, if you click launch, just on here, some of the, yours will look a little bit different on the side than mine will, but I wanted to show you some kind of cool features of this because I thought that this was really nice. Again, people just looking for other ways to learn the material, that if you go here to the Premier section and click on the teaching tools, you will see that the ebook is there. You can click on the ebook. It will show you some functions that you can use, but the one thing that I think might be helpful is that it also has an audible section that they will actually read the book to you. So it's the same book that you have the actual copy for, but I think the fact that they will read it to you might be helpful for some of you if you're traveling or if you're doing something at home and want to listen to the book as well. But I think that's kind of a cool feature. You can highlight and do different things there. So on this as well, you'll have an outline of the chapter. You'll have an interactive lecture. This gives you the slides, and you'll see that I'm not going to lie, I do use the slides from the book, but I do edit them and put in my own information. But this gives you slides that allows you to be a little bit more interactive if that's a way that you learn well. The other thing that I like is the flashcards, and they have these for each chapter. And what these do is go over some key terms of the different terms that are important. And it again, it just keeps you to be a little bit interactive. So you can say, let's say the movement of a substance from an area of lower concentration to a higher concentration against the concentration gradient. What is that? We can say that's osmosis. And then it'll tell us incorrect. It's active transport. But if you put in active transport, it would tell you that. Osmosis, it'll tell you that it's incorrect. So then you can move to the next one and you can put in your answer and submit it. Again, it's just another way to practice that I think kind of gives you some question, some another way to learn with some help with learning the definitions. So I hope that you found this informative. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to stop the share here. And I look forward to working with you this semester. Take care.